Hare Krishna, welcome to the 18-day session on the systematic summary study of the greatest literature available to mankind, the Srimad Bhagavatam. Before we begin today's session, I shall chant a few prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I would like to welcome everyone again to this summary study of the greatest among all the Vedic scriptures, the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam, which contains 12 cantos, 335 chapters and 18,000 shlokas, and we have been discussing the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam that contains 19 chapters and 808 shlokas. So we are presently in the analysis, the study of the 7th chapter of the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, in which the great sage Vedavyasa, after being instructed by his guru, by his spiritual master, the great sage Narada, has now composed the greatest, the supreme among all the Vedic compositions, the text of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And after composing the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedavyasa first instructed in the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam to his great self-realized son Shukadeva Goswami. And after hearing this, the sages of Naimisharanya immediately inquired that how is it that such a great self-realized soul like Shukadeva Goswami could undertake the elaborate study of the detailed study of Srimad Bhagavatam. And in response, we yesterday saw the one of the most important shlokas of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1.7.10, which is also famous as the Atma Rama Shloka, which was explained in with 64 different meanings by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also it can be further expanded into many meanings, further meanings, but all with the conclusive understanding that all varieties of Atma Ramas Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Apyurukrame Kurvantyahetu Kim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. The Supreme Lord, the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sri Hari, Lord Urukrama, Lord Krishna, has such infinite, immense, transcendental qualities that all the varieties of Atma Ramas, self-realized souls, those who take pleasure in the Atma, engage in the causeless, unalloyed, unmotivated devotional service to the Supreme Lord Sri Hari. So after stating this, the reason for the study of the Srimad Bhagavatam, by Shukadeva Goswami. Suta Goswami now begins to discuss the core content of the Srimad Bhagavatam. He begins to say in 1.7.12 that Parikshitotha Rajagsher Janma Karma Vilapanam Samstham cha Panduputranam Vakshye Krishna Kathodayam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is mainly the discussion, the explanation, the description of Krishna Katha, the narrations of the Supreme Absolute Truth, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna Vasudeva. But the beginning of Krishna Katha is explained here that Krishna Katha is non-different from the Katha, the narration of the Bhaktas or the Bhagavatas, the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So in fact, Krishna Katha Udayam, the narration of the pastimes of the devotees of Krishna, is actually non-different, is the self-same as Krishna Katha itself. So Suta Goswami says that Parikshitotha Rajagsher Janma Karma Vilapanam. I shall begin to narrate the wonderful pastimes of the Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning with the Janma Karma Vilapanam, the birth, the wonderful superhuman activities, and the disappearance, Vilapanam, of Parikshita, the great devotee Parikshita Maharaj, who is also known as Vishnu Rata, one who was personally protected by the Supreme Lord Vishnu, by Lord Krishna. He is mentioned here to be Raja Rishi, Parikshitotha Rajagshehe, the kings of yore, of the past yugas. Most of them were Raja Rishis, although they were Rajas, they were kings. They were so spiritually advanced that they were comparable to Rishis, and therefore they had the title of Raja Rishi. And Parikshita especially was a great pure devotee of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So the Bhagavatam begins with the description of the birth and wonderful activities, and also most importantly the death of Maharaj Parikshit. This is one of the greatest lessons given in the Srimad Bhagavatam as to how one should face death in the most perfect way. So that lesson is taught by Parikshit. So Parikshit is the grandson of Arjuna, the son of Abhimanyu and Uttara. Arjuna and Subhadra's son is Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu and Uttara's son is Parikshit. The Bhagavatam also would contain Samstham cha Panduputranam, the disappearance of the Panduputras or the Pandavas. So in this way, Suta Goswami begins to narrate the descriptions, the wonderful histories, the stories of Srimad Bhagavatam. He further continues to say that Yada mridhe kauravasrinchayanam vireshvatho viragatim gateshu vrikodara viddhagadabhimangsha bhagno rudande dhritarashtraputre bhaktu priyam draunigatisma pashyan Krishna sutanam swapatam shiramsi upaharad vipriyameva tasya jugupsitam karma vigharhayanti. That after Yada Mridhe Kauravasrinchayanam, after the conclusion of the battle of the Mahabharata between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, in which most of the warriors, most of the people who participated in the battle of Mahabharata were killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and the dead warriors attained their respective, their deserved destinations. So, Vrikodara Avidha Ghadabhimaksha, another name of Vrikodara is actually another name of Bhima. Vrika, Udara means stomach, and Vrika means very huge. So Bhima, being a voracious eater, had a nice big belly, and therefore he had the name Vrikodara. So Vrikodara Avidha Ghadabhimaksha, the final battle of the Mahabharata was the great clash, the terrible fight between Bhima and Duryodhana. It was a Gada Yuddha. They fought with maces, and finally Bhima defeated Duryodhana. He broke the thigh of Duryodhana, and as Duryodhana lay down in great pain, just anticipating to die, at that time Bhaktuhu Priyam Drauni is the son of Dronacharya. The son of Dronacharya is Ashwathama. Many people are not aware, but one of the greatest villains, one of the most heinous acts done in the battle of Mahabharata was performed by Ashwathama. So, Bhaktu Priyam Drauniyatisma Pashyan, in order to, by falsely thinking that he would be able to please Duryodhana by this most fallen and heinous act, Ashwathama went at night to the camp of the Pandavas, and Krishna Sutanam Swapatam. Swapata means when they were sleeping. He entered and he slaughtered many of the people who were sleeping in the camp of the Pandavas, and finally he entered the camp of the Upapandavas. The Upapandavas are the 5 sons of Draupadi with the 5 Pandavas. So it is explained, it is mentioned that these 5 sons of Draupadi were Prativindhya, Suta, Soma, Shruta Karma, Shatanika and Shrutasena. So they are the Pancha Upapandavas, the 5 Upapandavas, and they were just teenagers, they were young boys, and they were sleeping, and in that condition Krishna Sutanam, another name of Draupadi is Krishna, Krishna Sutanam Swapatam, when they were sleeping, Shiramsi, this Ashwathama, the most fallen and degraded Ashwathama, he beheaded the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi and brought them as a present, as a gift to Duryodhana, thinking that this act would please Duryodhana, because practically all the descendants of the Kuru dynasty, Kuru is the ancestor, the forefather of both the Pandavas and the Kauravas, and in this great battle of Kurukshetra, all the descendants of the Kauravas as well as the Pandavas were killed. Now, who were remaining were the 5 sons of Draupadi, and even they were killed by Ashwathama, and their heads were brought by him to Duryodhana, who greatly was unhappy and disapproved this act of Ashwathama. So the next day morning, Mata Shishunam Nidhanam Sutanam Nishamya Ghoram Paritapyamana Tadarudadvashpakalakulakshi Tam Santvayan Aha Kiritamali Mata Shishunam. When Draupadi saw that her sons had been slaughtered, had been butchered in this manner, she began to weep inconsolably, piteously, and Arjuna came and he pacified Draupadi by saying that I shall go and search out the perpetrator of such a heinous act and bring the severed head of the one who has done this abominable act of killing our 5 sleeping sons. So इति प्रियां वल्गु विचित्र जल्पैः ससान्त्वैत्या इत्वाच्युतमित्रसूतः अन्वाद्रवद् दंशित उग्रधन्वा कपिध्वजो गुरुपुत्रं रथेन. Arjuna, who is always guided by Achyuta Priyasaratihi. Achyuta is another name of Shri Krishna. So Arjuna was always guided by the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna as his friend as well as his Sarathi, as his chariot driver. So they both, Krishna and Arjuna, set out in search of Ashwathama, who is the son of Guruputra, of the spiritual master of Arjuna, Dronacharya. So tam apatantam savilakshya durad kumarahodvigna manarathena paradravad pranaparipsyudurvyam yavad ghamam rudrabhayan yathakaha. Ashwathama, the most fallen murderer of the small young princess, he saw Arjuna coming at him with great speed, and being very fearful, he was panic stricken, and he began to flee in his chariot. Yada asharanamatmanam aikshata shrantavajinam. But when the horses of Ashwathama were tired, and when he observed that Arjuna was going to catch up with him, at that time Ashwathama astram brahma shiro mene atmatranam dvijatmajaha. Ashwathama made the very, very terrible resolve of using the Brahmastra. Actually, the Brahmastra is considered to be the supreme, the most dangerous and terrible weapon, and it is supposed to be used in the greatest of emergencies and not to be used in the ordinary course of warfare. But Ashwathama was not only most abominable in killing the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi, but he was also so self-centered, so selfish, that just for his own self-protection, just to save himself, he decided to use the Brahmastra against Arjuna. Athopasprisya salilam sandadhe tat samahitaha ajanan api samharam pranabadha pranakhrichra upasthite. Ashwathama was also not completely trained in the knowledge of the use of the Brahmastra. It is explained in the Mahabharata that at the Gurukul of Dronacharya, when the Kauravas and Pandavas were learning Astra Vidya from the great Dronacharya, Ashwathama also was a student, and Ashwathama had learned only the knowledge how to discharge the Brahmastra. In Astra Vidya, there is the knowledge of how to discharge a weapon, and there is also the knowledge how to retrieve or take back the weapon that has been released. So Ashwathama had only the partial knowledge of how to release the Brahmastra, without the knowledge even how to take it back. But yet he was so blinded by his selfish interest to protect his own life that he touched water and chanted the mantras to release the Brahmastra. Ajanan api samharam prana krichka upasthite. Just to save his life, he released the most terrible Brahmastra. Tatah pradushkritam tejaha prachandam sarvato disham pranapadam abhiprekshya vishnum jishnur uvachaha. Tataha pradushkritam tejaha, glaring light and effulgence spread sarvato disham, in all the different directions, and pranapadam abhiprekshya. It was so intense and fierce that Arjuna thought that his life is in great danger. And Vishnum Jishnur Uvachaha. Immediately Arjuna began to address Lord Shri Krishna, who was along with him as his Sarathi, as his chariot driver. So Arjuna Uvacha. So these are the very beautiful prayers offered by Arjuna to Krishna, beginning from 1.7.22. It is also very significant to note here that Arjuna was in the greatest danger and calamity. A Brahmastra was coming towards him, was approaching him, and yet he addressed Krishna without the least agitation. And in fact, before putting forth his difficulty, before explaining the danger and the solution, the first thing that Arjuna is doing is offering beautiful and wonderful prayers to Krishna. So, which means that Arjuna is teaching us a lesson that bhakti to the Supreme Lord is unimpeded. Just like in the Bhagavatam, it is stated that ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6, that bhakti or devotional service to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna is apratihata, is unchecked, unobstructed by any material circumstances. Even if you are in the center of a battlefield, even if a Brahmastra is coming at you, even if a mountain is falling on you, even if the sky may be falling on our head, but if we take shelter of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, we have nothing to fear. We can be situated in the most sublime state of nirbhayatvam or abhayatvam or fearlessness. So we see here in the practical example, a Brahmastra is coming to attack Arjuna, but he is very calm. He is offering calm and composed prayers to Shri Krishna. So what did Arjuna pray? Arjuna uvacha Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhayankara Tvameko Dahyamananam Apavargo Asi Samsritehe. Arjuna is saying that Krishna Krishna Mahabaho, O mighty armed Krishna, Bhaktanam Abhayankara, you are the source of all fearlessness to your bhaktas, to your devotees. Tvameko dahyamananam apavargo asi samsritehe. In fact, you are everyone in this material world who is burning in the flames of material existence. Samsritehe can find the ultimate solution of liberation from all material tribulations, from the fiery blaze of material problems and material sufferings. So it is very important to note here that Arjuna is expressing such a beautiful prayer to Krishna. He is saying that Krishna, by taking shelter of you, this material world which is like a blazing fire can immediately be extinguished, and one can find cooling solace from the blazing fire of samsara, of this material world, of this material existence. So Brahmastra is just one among the aspects of the blazing samsara. So therefore the Brahmastra being definitely lesser than the blazing fire of the entirety of samsara, you are definitely capable of protecting me from this great danger that is coming. So he further says, Tvam adhyah purusha sakshar ishvara prakrite paraha mayam vyudasya chit shaktya Kaivalye Sthita Atmani. You are Adi Purusha, the original personality of Godhead, and Ishvaraha Prakrite Paraha. You are always beyond the jurisdiction of Prakriti or material nature. You are always in your divine transcendental situation. You are Apavargo Asi Samsritehe. You are Chit Shakti. By dint of your spiritual internal potency, Kaivalye Sthita Atmani, you are always in eternal bliss and divine transcendental knowledge. Sa eva jiva lokasya maya mohita chetasaha vidhatse svena viryena shreyo dharmadi lakshanam. You are always maya mohita chetasaha. You are always beyond the illusion of the maya shakti, of the illusory potency. You always execute the four principles of liberation, characterized beginning with dharma or religion, and therefore you always wish for the ultimate good of all the living entities in this material world. So now Arjuna further says that in 1.7.26 that Kim idam svit kuto veti Deva Deva Navedmyaham Sarvato Mukhamayati Tejaha Paramadarunam. O Deva Deva, O Lord, O Supreme Lord of Lords, this very Tejaha, this very dangerous effulgence is spreading all around. Kim idam, what is this? Kuto veti, where is it coming from? What is the source? I am unable to understand, so kindly guide me. So at that time, Shri Bhagavan Vacha. So this is for the first time in the text of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the direct spoken word of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. We find throughout the text of the Bhagavad Gita, there is Shri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna speaking. But here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the first time when the Supreme Lord Shri Bhagavan Vacha is recorded here in 1.7.27 as Shri Bhagavan Vacha Vithedam Dronaputrasya Brahmam Astram Pradangshitam Naivasau Veda Samharam Pranabadha Upasthite. Vithedam, Arjuna, please do understand that Dronaputrasya Brahmam Astram Pradakshitam. This effulgence is coming from the Brahmastra released by Dronaputra Ashwathama. And in fact, na eva asau veda samharam. This Ashwatthama has released the Brahmastra without even the knowledge of samhara, how to take it back, how to retract the Brahmastra. So he has done it in helplessness, being afraid of prana badha upasthiti, being afraid of his own death. Nahyasanyatamam kinchid astram pratyavakarshanam jahi astra teja unnadham astragnyo hi astra tejasa. O Arjuna, now Krishna further guides him what to do in order to counteract the Brahmastra. The Supreme Lord says that Nahyasyanyatamam kinchid astram pratyavakarshanam, that there is no other weapon apart from the Brahmastra itself that can counteract the Brahmastra. Therefore, since you are expert in all the various astras, Krishna tells him, instructs him that you should subdue this Brahmastra by using your own Brahmastra. So, hearing these words of Krishna, Shrutva Bhagavata Proktam Phalgunaha Paraviraha Sprishtva Pastam Parikramya Brahmam Brahmastram Sandadhe. Hearing this from the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, Arjuna touched water for purification, did a parikrama, a pradakshina, he circumambulated Shri Krishna. So even before releasing the Brahmastra, although the Brahmastra is approaching, Arjuna is unagitated and still he is continuing to perform his acts of bhakti or devotional service. So as I had explained earlier also, bhakti cannot be impeded by any material circumstance or any material situation. So Arjuna performed a pradakshina to Krishna and then released his own Brahmastra. So samhatyanyonya anyonyam ubhayos tejasi sharasamrite avritya rodasi khamcha vavgidhate arkavahnivat. When both the Brahmastras, the Brahmastra released by Ashwatthama and the one released by Arjuna came in the firmament of the sky, there was an intolerable glare all over the universe, and at that time drishtva tejastu tayos Trilokan pradahan mahad dahyamana praja sarva samvartakam amam sata. All the residents of all the three worlds of the entire universe were greatly agitated, and they were scorched by the combined heat of both the Brahmastras. And finally, prajopadravama-lakshya lokavyatikaram shatam matam cha vasudevasya sanjahara Arjunodvayam. Seeing the disturbance of the entire universe and following the instruction of Shri Krishna, Arjuna retracted, he called back both the Brahmastras. So that is the great knowledge of Arjuna in Astra Vidya, in the use of the various weapons. With his Brahmastra, he could counteract both the Brahmastras, and in this way Tata Asad, the whole world was relieved of this great danger that had been created by this very immature act of Ashwatthama, unnecessarily, just for his self-preservation. Ashwatthama had committed such a dangerous act of putting the entire world, the entire universe in such great fear and danger. After that, Tata asadya tarasa darunam gautami sutam babandham akshatam rakshaha pashum rashanaya yatha. Arjuna approached Ashwatthama and he arrested him and bound him with ropes with great anger. Arjuna is described here to be Tamrakshaha, with copper red eyes due to great anger at the very despicable act that had been committed by Ashwatthama. In this way, Arjuna bound him and decided to take him back to their camp. Shibiraya ninishantam rajva badhva ripumbalat praharjunam prakupito bhagavan ambujekshanaha. Arjuna bound Ashwatthama and he wanted to take him to their shibira, to their military camp. At that time, the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, also he spoke to Arjuna in great anger. But here it is explained that Bhagavan Ambujekshanaha, he looked upon Arjuna with lotus-like eyes. So, just in the previous verse in 1.7.33, Arjuna's anger is described as his eyes had become like bloodshot, copper red eyes. Whereas Krishna, the Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, is also angry, but his eyes are described to be as cooling and soothing as a lotus flower. So therefore, in fact, whenever there is a comparison made of the Supreme Lord, it is compared to a lotus, because a lotus is a very special flower in this world, which although in water, yet does not become wet. So it is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita 5.10 that Padma Patram Ivanbhasa, that although a lotus leaf is situated on water, Ambhasa, yet it remains dry and does not become wet by water. So Krishna told Arjuna that why are you taking this fallen person, this Ashwatthama, to your military camp? Right now, punish him and you kill him. Mainam partharhasi tratum brahma bandhum imam jahi. Right now, kill him and punish him for the great offense, for the great heinous act that he has committed in killing innocent young boys in their sleep. Yosav anagasa suktan avadhin nishibalakan. He has committed the most heinous act of killing the sleeping sons of Draupadi, of your sons, and therefore he does not deserve any mercy. He must be killed immediately. Krishna also reminded him of the principles, the religious principles of war, which state clearly that mattam pramattam unmattam suptam balam striyam jadam prapannam viratham bhitam naripum hanti dharmavit. Dharmavit, one who knows the principles of religion, does not kill an enemy who is mattam, pramattam, unmattam, one who is careless, intoxicated, insane, suptam, if he is asleep, balam, or a young child, a boy, if somebody is bhitam, afraid or devoid of his chariot, viratham, nor does he kill a woman, a foolish creature, or prapannam, somebody who has surrendered. So, swaprananyaha parapranehi prapushnatya ghrinakhalaha tadvadhat tasya hi shreyo yaddoshat yatyadha puman. A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' lives. Swapranan yaha parapranehi. He deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he and many more others will degrade by their actions. So, In this way, even Krishna exhorted Arjuna to kill the son of Drona, Ashwatthama, but still Krishna explained to him in many ways that tadasau vadhyatam papa atataiv atmabandhuha bhaktuscha vipriyam veera kritavan kulapamsanaha. This man, this Ashwatthama, he is an assassin, murderer of your family members. He is also dissatisfied his own master, and therefore vadhyatam, kill him immediately. So yet evam parikshata dharmam partha krishnena choditaha naichad hantum guru sutam yadyapyatmahanam mahan. Arjuna still hesitated to kill Ashwatthama, and atha upetya swashibiram, he brought Ashwatthama back to their military camp, back to the camp of the Pandavas. Athopetya swashibiram Govinda Priyasarathihi. Along with Govinda, Shri Krishna, who is the Priyasarathihi, the most beloved friend and charioteer of Arjuna. So he brought them, and Nyavedayat tam priyayai shochantya atmajan hatan, and handed over the murderer of the Ashwatthama, who was the murderer of their sleeping children, to Shochantya Atmajan Hatan, to Draupadi, who was lamenting for her sons. So at that time Draupadi observed that Tathahritam Pashuvat Pashabaddham Avan Mukham Karma Jugupsitena Nirisha Krishna Pakritam Guru Sutam Vamasvabhava Kripayana Namacha. Draupadi observed Ashwatthama, who had been bound Pashuvat, just like an animal, and brought before her. He was silent, he was extremely ashamed of his degraded, inglorious murder that he had committed, and now he was in the presence, in front of Draupadi, who had been wronged by him by killing her sons. So although Ashwatthama was brought before Draupadi, Draupadi, being a kind-hearted Vaishnavi, devotee of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, became compassionate towards Ashwatthama. Uvacha cha sahantyasya bandhananayanam sati muchyata mesha brahmano nitaram guruhu. Draupadi expressed that he is the son of our Guru, of our spiritual master, and therefore it is inappropriate to punish him or to kill him, because sarahasyo dhanurvedaha savisargopasamyamaha astra gramascha bhavata shikshito yad anugrahat. All the Pandavas, all of you have learned your Shastra Vidya from Dronacharya, and Dronacharya is still represented by his son Ashwatthama, and therefore tad dharmagnya mahabhaga bhavedbhir gauravam kulam vrijinam naghati praptam pujyam vandyam abhishnashah. Because Dronacharya is worshipable, honorable, superior and spiritual master, therefore his representative, his son Ashwatthama, should not be punished in this manner. Draupadi is such an exalted, Draupadi is such an great, magnanimous hearted woman that she says that Marodid Asya Janani Gautami Pati Devata Yatha Aham Mritavatsartha Rodimi Ashrumukhi Muhu. Let not the wife of Dronacharya, that is Gautami, or her name is Kripi, the sister of Kripacharya, let her not face the same intense feeling of grief and lamentation that I am undergoing now because of the death of my children, of my sons. So this is actually the nature of a great devotee, of a great Pandita. In the Chanakya Niti Shastra also it is said that a Pandita is one who he is defined with three characteristics, that Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu Paradravyeshu Loshtravat Matravat Paradareshu. The first condition, Yapashyati Sapanditaha. The first consideration of a learned person is Matravat Paradareshu, one who regards all women except for one's wife to be on the status of mother. And the second consideration being Paradravyeshu Loshtravat, one who regards all wealth apart from his to be as good as stones and pebbles. And the third consideration, Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, one who has the same consideration for oneself, for others as one has for oneself. Such a person is a Pandita. So just like if someone cuts my finger and if I am experiencing that pain, then one should also have the consideration that if I am suffering from this pain and this is very undesirable for me, I do not wish to have such a pain. Therefore, Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, I should not inflict such pain unto others. So this is, such a person is called a wise, a learned person. So learning is not merely decoration or attainment of some degrees and some just some artificial learning or academic learning. Learning should lead a person to develop these qualities. It's a culture by which one's character, one's qualities blossom and are manifest. So that is real learning and education. So here we find in the personal example of Draupadi that Draupadi is having this consideration that today, now I am in great lamentation and grief, and I am experiencing the pain of losing my children, my sons. So let me not give this kind of a pain to our Guru Mata, to Kripi, the wife of Dronacharya, our Guru, our spiritual master. So such is the magnanimous heart of Draupadi. Another point that I would like to mention here is that the principle of Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, just like a person would not want to inflict such pain to others. Now suppose one should have a similar kind of thinking and consideration, that if someone catches my throat and begins to cut it, what kind of severe intense pain would one experience? Do you want that? Do you want to experience such excruciating pain? So the answer of everyone would be that definitely no, we do not wish to have such pain for ourselves. So therefore, we should have the same consideration for all the others, that we should not inflict such kind of excruciating pain to the other living beings as well. Not just to human beings, even to a goat or a chicken. So even they have to undergo that pain. So if you do not wish to have such pain, how can you inflict such pain to a chicken or a goat or to any living entity or a cow or so therefore meat eating is strictly forbidden in the Vedic culture, in the teachings of the Vedic scriptures. Later we will find in the 17th chapter of the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam that one of the pillars of dharma are destroyed by the act of eating meat. So, continuing further, Draupadi in this way expresses that they should not punish and they should not kill Ashwathama. So, hearing the words of Draupadi, the Pandavas, all the Pandavas, especially Nakulaha, Sahadevascha, Yuyudhano, Dhananjayaha, Nakula, Sahadeva, Arjuna, Yudhishthira, as well as so all of them agreed with the statements spoken by Draupadi. But tatraha amagshito bhimaha tasya shreyanvadha smritaha na bhakturna atmanashchagthe yohan suptan shishun vritha. One person who strongly opposed the decision taken by Draupadi was Bhima. So Bhima said that, disagreed with all of them and recommended that this culprit Ashwathama must be punished, must be killed, because he has murdered the sleeping children without any purpose, neither for the objective of his own purpose nor for the interest of his master. Na bhaktuhu, Bhaktu means master, and na atmanaha. He committed such a dastardly, such a sinful act, neither for his sake nor for the sake of his master. He mistakenly thought that such an act would be pleasing to his master Duryodhana, but even Duryodhana, the greatest villain of Mahabharata, strongly disapproved of the act committed by Ashwathama. So Bhima said that the Ashwathama should be punished and killed. Nishamya Bhima Ghaditam Draupadyascha Chaturbhujaha Alokya Sakhyur Idam Aha Sanniva. The Supreme Lord Bhagavan Shri Krishna, hearing the words of Draupadi, Bhima, he looked upon Arjuna and smiled at Arjuna and spoke to him, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Brahma Bandhugna Hantavya Atataiva Dharhanaha Mayaivo Bhayamam Natam Paripahyanuशासनम Kuru Pratishrutam Satyam Yattat Sanvataya Priyam Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Panchalya Mahyameva Cha. Krishna now signaled to Arjuna that he has to perform, he has to satisfy everyone, Draupadi, Bhima, Krishna and everyone. So what needs to be done was smilingly indicated by Krishna to Arjuna in order to for the perfect resolution of the entire situation. So the Supreme Lord communicates just by his eyes as well, sometimes, as in this case. So Arjunaha Sahasa Agnyaya, Arjuna understood the motive, the objective of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, and immediately Manim Jahara Mugdhanyam Dvijasya Sahamugdhajam. He cut off, he severed. Ashwathama had one very, very valuable gem on his head. So Arjuna severed the mani, the jewel of Ashwathama, as well as Mugdhajam, the hair. Mugdha means head and Mugdhajam means that which grows on the head. So this was severed by Arjuna, it is also said that Ashwatthama actually was born with a gem on his head. It is stated in the Mahabharata that Ashwatthama had this very, very special jewel, this money, and Ashwatthama was born to Dronacharya with this money. It had very, very miraculous effects that it is stated in the Mahabharata that whenever this money would be on Ashwatthama, he would remain invincible, and it was a natural money. It could protect him. He could live ever healthy. He could also overcome hunger, thirst, and have many, many siddhis with this money. So finally, this Ashwatthama money, the money of Ashwatthama, was severed from his head along with his hair. So that is a kind of a very, very embarrassing punishment for Ashwatthama, and he was in this way vimuchya rashana baddham balahatya hata prabham tejasa manina hinam shibiran nirayapayat. Till then Ashwatthama had this great pride and a big ego that I have this money with me, this great jewel, and I would be invincible, and I can overcome many material conditions of hunger, thirst, and many such adverse situations. But now Ashwatthama completely lost all his luster, his bodily luster, also because he had committed infanticide. He had committed the great sinful act of killing small children, and also after losing his money from his head, he lost even more strength. He was then released, and like a very, very insignificant person, he was just let out. So in this way, vapanam dravina danam sthana niryapanam tatha eshahi brahma bandhunam vadho nanyosti daihikaha. So these are supposed to be the proper punishments for the son of a superior like a guru, and in this way Arjuna understood the objective of Krishna. He drove away, the Pandavas drove away Ashwatthama, and after that it is stated that putra shokatura sarve Pandavas saha Krishnaya svanam mritanam yat krityam chakrur nirharananikam. The sons of Pandu, the Pandavas, Draupadi, they were all overwhelmed with grief. They performed the proper Vedic rituals for the dead bodies of their relatives, especially the 5 sons of Draupadi who had just been killed by Ashwatthama. So now Ashwatthama committed such a heinous act, yet he was pardoned. He was forgiven by the magnanimous Draupadi and the 5 Pandavas. But did Ashwatthama stop here? What else did this most sinful Ashwatthama, what did he do after that? So that we shall hear in the next chapter, in the next session. So please do join us tomorrow. We shall be collecting the questions of a few sessions, and then twice or thrice in a week I shall be posting the answers by a separate video. So please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please do join us tomorrow for the summary study of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.